You're the owner of a small business, which means you're also the tech guy, and HR, and personal assistant, and head honcho, and intern. You could use another pair of hands, like the experts you'll find at Verizon Small Business Days, April 21st through 27th. Get a free tech check, special deals, and more. Call 1-800-483-4428 or visit verizon.com/smallbusiness to book your appointment. Verizon Business.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Talking real money, hold please. Talking real money, hold please. Thank you. Talking real money, hold please. Thank you. Whew. Phones are ringing off the hook. Holy mackerel. That number.
When it rains in Seattle, it pours.
Rings.
Literally. Yes. Oh, it rings.
When it rings, it rings.
When it rings,
855-935-TALK is the smoking hot phone number to bring you to the smoking hot money talk show known as Talking Real Money with your smoking hot hosts, Don McDonald and Thomas Seacock.
That might be a bit of a reach, but okay.
You know, it's radio. What do they know? You can't see us. It's radio. I love radio. I really do. I look so good on radio. You know, don't I?
Face made for radio.
That's me. Got my radio face on. I didn't even have to put any makeup on this beautiful mug. 855-935-TALK. Call us. It's free. It's easy. And we're just going to do something we don't often do. Usually we have a nice little topic at the beginning. But so many people called at the end of the last podcast or the last hour, for those of you on the radio. And so we got to get to them. And let's just start that off with very patient Greg. Greg, welcome to the show.
Hi, Greg.
Welcome. Actually, my name is Craig.
Oh, Craig.
And
Craig.
Yeah, hello. So
right, Craig.
I just retired from my job of 33 years last week. I'll be 61 in April, and I have to move $1.2 million out of my T. Rowe Price 401k, and I don't really want to manage it myself.
Well, I don't blame you. It's a pain in the neck. So you get yourself a nice fiduciary advisor.
Yeah.
You want help finding one?
Well, yes, I do.
Go to talkingrealmoney.com/help.
And by the way, if we can be more direct,
what?
If you want to work with us, we take clients too. By the way,
hey,
see, Don gets mad at me when I'm more direct that way.
Don't plug us. I hate that.
Okay. All right.
TalkingRealMoney.com/help. There's a piece on how to interview your advisor, including an advisor advisor interview form, a list of advisors that we've checked out that we think are worth talking to. And yes, we are on that list. Yes, but go check that out because more people than you would think are in this situation, and they're getting to the point where they've got this money that they built up over a long career, but you want it to last for the rest of your life, and smart people realize they need a plan to do that, and somebody who keeps you on course, and that's what a good fiduciary advisor does. They don't pick products for you. They don't sell you the latest hot thing. They do what's right for you.
I'm not going to promote anymore. You shut me down. So I was going to send him to Vestry, and he could reach out to us there.
Does that help, Craig?
Yeah, I don't have any debt, and I'm thinking like a minimum of maybe about $4,000 a month income, and then I'm good.
It sounds like you're in great shape, by the way. Yeah, I think 50 a year from your portfolio is...
But okay, yes, but you got to stay invested in
right, you got to have a plan. That's what I'm saying. You got to have a plan.
Put it in the bank.
And you have to have someone working with you because most people can't do this on their own. They just can't. They're not emotionally equipped to do it because we have flight or fight emotions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So absolutely, go to talkingrealmoney.com/help, and there's a lot of help there.
And then call me on Monday.
And then call on Monday. Oh.
I'll help you. I can't do that. Don doesn't let me promote us.
We try. I try really hard.
The show is designed to help you get it right.
I have been trying this since the beginning. I just don't want it to become a sales pitch.
Okay, fair enough.
Are you done now?
It's 800-386.
Can I talk to Susie now? Shh, be quiet back there.
800
855-935-TALK. That's our phone number. First call.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go to TalkingRealMoney.com. Susie, you're up next. Welcome to Talking Real Money. Oh, wait. Why am I going to Susie? Wait, stop that. Susie, hold on. I don't know why. I look at my clock and I go, oh, that's not a good idea. I don't have much time for Susie. I only got about 45 seconds.
We'll come to you in just a couple of minutes.
And I hate carrying somebody over the break. So we're going to come back to you. And for all of you, this is so important. If you will go to TalkingRealMoney.com, you are going to find a wealth, no pun intended, well, maybe pun intended, of information on how to gauge your risk, how investing works, how to find a fiduciary advisor. Our podcasts are there. We've got articles on 3 funds from 3 groups you can use to build your own portfolio. We equip you to do it yourself. It's just emotionally, you have to be prepared for things that will happen and are not predictable. 855-935-TALK.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
A second opinion could save your life either physically or fiscally. Let one of our Vestory advisors help you save your future at Vestory.com, Vestory.com.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
Hi, welcome back to our little get-together called Talking Real Money. Don here, Tom there, you there. 855-935-TALK is the way we get together. Hang out together. You can talk with us about money issues, money questions, financial concerns. And I apologize to Susie for cutting her off before. I know that was rude of me. And Susie, now we have plenty of time. Welcome back to Talking Real Money.
Not to mention insensitive.
Well, thank you.
Call me insensitive.
Well, I know you better than
Well,
she
I was
does.
gonna tell you, with a self-esteem like you've got, who needs friends? I was laughing at you earlier.
I need no friends. I don't need anybody. I am so self-sufficient.
He sits in that little room all by
Just sit
himself
in
and
my
orders out
cave.
for lunch. It's good. Yeah.
Talk about eccentric. If I was rich, I would be, but I'm not rich. So therefore, I'm just crazy.
Crazy. Exactly. Sorry. How can we help you?
So, I have a house. I live down in the Maple Valley area. I bought the house for $330. I owe $280, and the market has gone crazy. So I think I can sell the house for about $700. I don't need to sell the house, right? Like I like my house, but that's a lot of money. And so I was considering maybe doing something crazy like selling it, moving into an apartment or townhome and renting for a couple of years. But I don't really know much about the capital gains. I've been trying to research it, and that's a big profit. And I'm wondering if it's worth selling and potentially, I guess, saving it for investing.
You're in groovy land. You're in just like this. I have a very similar issue. We have a house with a lot of equity, and it's my wife loves it. We got another house somewhere else. But I want to get that money out. There's a lot of money. You got what? You got $420,000?
Exactly.
You've got to pay somebody to sell it. There's a couple bucks off.
A couple bucks off of that, but you're gonna be sitting there with just under $400,000 after everything.
I'd say $350 after sales expense.
Oh my gosh, are you paying that much in commissions? I'd do a FISBO. The heck with those realtors.
Yeah. In today's market,
I'd FISBO it and hire a lawyer. The heck with those guys making those big fat commissions.
But then you get the break for the what is it? Every 2 years.
Every 2 years. This is such a great deal. You don't have to pay a penny in capital gains. Not a penny.
On the first 250.
No,
first 250
$500,000.
gains.
I thought. I think it's $500,000.
I'm going to look it up for you right now. You do get a break every 2 years
it's
on a home sale. But here's my question to you, Susie. So is this something from a lifestyle standpoint you want to do, move from a house you like into an apartment that you may or may not enjoy?
Yeah, I don't mind moving. I've raised 5 kids, and the last one is almost out, so it's I can downsize. I only have $40,000 in retirement, and so I'm like stay-at-home mom turned into career woman, so I'm just starting the retirement process, and I have a new job where I'll be getting retirement 401k for the first time ever. So I'm just looking at long term. I don't ever want to be in a situation where I depend on someone else and then end up
that's good.
You
divorced
sound
whoops.
Are you married now or not?
No. I I went through a divorce, stay-at-home mom for 25 years. So just starting out my own career, catching up, and looking at the future going, oh, yeah, great. I don't want to depend on anyone else. I want to make sure I can take care of me forever.
Good for you.
Then it's only the $250,000 if it's just you.
See, I was right.
If it's joint, it's a quarter.
Yep.
Yeah, it's $500,000. Yeah.
So you take the 700. Let's assume you could sell it for 7. Then there's the sales expense. Okay, Don says do it on your own.
Okay.
I'm still going to say it's going to be $30,000
minimum.
You got to pay taxes. You got to pay taxes.
What
excise tax? I think there's still a Washington State
things.
excise tax. Anyway, so let's just say it's $650 you net out, minus the $280 you own.
Plus, you can also throw in certain expenses. You have to talk with your accountant.
Say
sales.
$300. So now you're at $350. You're going to be able to write. You're going to have to pay tax on the 100, right? Because the difference between the $350 and the $250. So you pay long-term capital gains on the 100, which should be at 15%. Now you're looking at 15. It still ends up a lot of money in your pocket. So if this is a method to save.
Well, I mean, because the other thing is I just keep it forever and have a renter move in, and I make about $1,000 a month on rent.
I got to tell you, I got to tell you before we even get to your age, which I just don't think matters. You're now an empty nester. You are on your own. You don't need the big house. You have a lot of money there.
Well, let me tell you why I think age does matter, because if she's just starting a career to save for retirement, liquidity is important. How old are you, Susie?
47.
Oh, you're young.
Yeah, she's starting over at a young age.
Yeah.
I started young.
You did. You 5 kids, you did.
Wow. You got rid of most of them.
I got to tell you, my opinion is I would, if this was me, if I was in your shoes, I had a house that had appreciated like crazy, and there's no guarantee this is going to continue. None whatsoever. And on average, real estate appreciates by about 1.5% per year after inflation, which is not very impressive. You're starting over. This is going to give you $300,000+ after taxes of liquidity that you can invest and maybe grow at 5 or 6 or 7% per year, maybe more.
15
20
or 20
years?
Yeah, I think Don's right. I mean, the thing to consider, by the way, always around any of these is this is a great time to sell because the market is so red hot. This is a great time to be putting something like this out there, getting your money, setting it aside, growing it for 15, 20 years. Then you do your 401k on top of that. I think I'd probably go for that.
And another thing, Susie, this frees you up. You're cutting that connection to the house, to Maple Valley, and you can now take advantage of opportunities that spring up anywhere.
Yep.
Because if you're renting, it's easy to move.
Good
for
point.
sure.
And by the I mean the other thing you mentioned is keeping it and being a landlord. That's a whole different deal.
No.
If you want to get in that business, that's something you really need to consider as a small business. That's far different than most people believe.
Yeah, I've owned a home before that we rented out, and it wasn't bad. So I think I could rent it and make about $1,000 a month. So that's also $12,000 a year of income. So I was just kind of trying to weigh I don't think my house has ever, like last week a house sold for $70,000 over the asking price, and my house is way bigger and better. So I'm anticipating that I could sell it in a weekend based on what's going on in our market.
Indeed. Take the money and run, invest it properly, and the tax is going to be very limited. As Don pointed out, you get $250,000. You do not have to pay the capital gains tax on. I think that's a good way to go.
I agree. We're in agreement. Good luck on your new life, Susie. Sounds like you're going to have a really cool couple of decades. 855-935-TALK is our phone number.
Come on, she's only 47.
Well, a couple, hopefully she gets more than that, but I'm giving her, who knows what. We could all just get hit by a bus.
How many are you going to grant me? Come on, I want to know.
You get 3 years. 3 good years.
Probably true.
Yeah. We'll be back.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Tom and I created Vestory to help everyone become a better investor, even those who will never be clients. Let one of our advisors help you start your financial plan or solve a money problem free with no obligation or high-pressure sales pitch at Vestory.com. Vestory.com.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
It's our Q&A hour here on Talking Real Money. Your questions, our answers. 855-935-8255. That spells talk at the end, in case you didn't know it from years of listening to talk radio. It's the standard ending for phone numbers. Blank talk.
You're very proud of yourself for getting that
talk.
number.
I am. It's hard to get talk numbers.
Okay.
Now, if only I could have gotten one with an 800 in front of it, I would have scored big.
I
Better
don't
than
think
nothing.
you can get an 800 number, can you,
Yeah,
anymore?
you still can. They're just awful. They just tend to be awful.
They don't make sense.
Yeah, they don't have a cool thing at the end. Let's see. Ken, you're up next. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hi, Ken.
Yeah, hello. Am I coming through okay?
Yeah, you sound
Yes.
good. What's up?
Okay. I kind of have a similar scenario with Susie, your previous caller. So my age is 49. I'm a teacher and live up north of the Mount Vernon area and just a bit. But, yeah, we've got some money tied up in some rentals, and we're in the process of refinancing our house and pulling out some cash. And, yeah, what do? Do you, right now with rates being so low, do you basically reset, pull everything out, take the cash and reinvest it back in real estate, or do you do a little combination of the above? Because luckily for me, I've had good luck with renting, and it's been, a reasonable.
And you
good
enjoy
experience.
it? Is it something you like doing?
That's a relative question there. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, the thing about renting is it's a job.
Mm-hmm. It is.
It's a small business.
Yep.
Yeah, it's small business.
It is. It's not easy. And it's one of those things people have when they have a bad experience. It's usually real bad.
Right. I know. Been there. Had one. Wouldn't do it again.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the question. So what you're asking is, would you make more money if you took the money out of the refinance it and maybe invest it, or would you make more if you took it out and bought another home and operated it that way? To me, there's not a right answer to that question,
because that's a predicting the future thing.
Yeah, we don't know that. What the right answer is, if you're going to be in the business of buying homes, being a landlord, and you're doing it successfully and it's creating cash flow for money you can save for future years, God bless. I say go ahead and do that.
However, bear in mind that adding another house to your portfolio adds more work to the business. And so you have to take into account the amount of time you want to devote to this, whereas investing in stocks, broadly diversified for a long period of time, and you're 49, so you have the time, it has traditionally, in the past, historically returned far more than real estate.
And you didn't have to do anything.
And you don't have to
just
do anything.
put the money, you just invested. It's somebody else does the hard work of buying the stocks, rebalancing, all that stuff is done.
And because so much of your money and so much of your life is tied up in real estate already, we also have to remember that our time has a cash value. And so you have an investment.
Capital.
You have an investment in real estate that's really significant. Therefore, any extra money, I think you should. We're big believers in diversifying.
Yeah, we are. I mean, and so, but maybe are you in your 403B at work or something like that, where you are saving money for retirement?
So I'm a teacher by trade, so I've got state retirement. You get the choices of TERS 3, which you can, I think it's 5, 7, and 10%, and we went the 5% route. Just because I kind of went the real estate route, and pretty much put all our ducats in real estate because the Bellingham, Whatcom County, Skagit County markets seem to be never going down anytime soon, and that goes.
Careful now.
Be careful with that. I know a lot of people in South Florida who told me back in 2008 it would never go down.
In the Bay Area, et cetera. So it wasn't weather related. It was
no. It was market related. Never say never. Never say never.
So no, I wouldn't. Then that's not the reason I would continue to buy. I would continue to buy if I was going to operate as a business for the long haul. I think that it could be a very good business. I've known people who have done it.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. And if you're already investing in stocks and bonds through work, then you've got some diversification there. As you mentioned, you'll be in PERS 3, so you have a pension of some kind from the state. So that part I'm okay with.
And I got to tell you, if you've got some extra money floating around and you can, and I think you can, I would start contributing to a Roth IRA, put that into a globally diversified portfolio of stocks, and then start throwing some money at least at it so you have greater diversification. Because right now, it sounds like you're not well diversified.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Want a free copy of my book, Financial Physics? Well, go download it right now at vestory.com, VESTORY.com.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
It is the only money show you want to listen to. Trust me on this. The rest of them, we listen to them so you don't have to. One of these days, we're going to do a show again on the shows. We should do that.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Because
like a talk soup of finance.
I got to tell you, there are some shows out there really, truly dangerous. I mean, dangerous. They should be banned.
And they're highly rated. They're highly rated.
No, they're not.
Well, some of the podcasts.
Oh, you're talking about podcasts. I was talking about the local radio
broadcast,
shows.
Yeah.
They're not.
No,
We've looked at the ratings.
No.
They're not. They get
the
like
ratings
no
there are not
audience.
good. But there's some very highly thought. Well, there's some podcasts that have good numbers where the advice is absolutely horrible.
Horrendous. Our number is 855-935-TALK, and it's free and easy to call us and talk about money, as Tom has done, and he's there.
Yes.
Hi, Tom. Welcome.
Oh.
He's there, right? Yeah.
Hi, Tom.
Hello, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Good.
What's up?
Okay, question for you. So I have two houses. One's already paid for, and the other one we are third in, and that's the one that I have my two adult children live in, and we don't charge them money for it. But
You're
my
nice.
biggest question is, thank you. The biggest
Can I get that
question
deal?
is, I'm sorry?
Tom asked if he could get
kidding.
that deal. He was joking. Actually, he wants that deal for his daughter when she grows up.
Good point.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tom. What's your question?
The question is, I have about $500,000 in the bank, cash. And in March, we sold some stock out of fear that would lose another $300,000 in there. And we
Wait,
have
Tom,
about,
can I ask you something? Can I ask you something real quick? You sold it in March, right?
Yes.
Right. Do you wish you hadn't?
I don't.
Why? It's gone up about 20% since then.
No, more than that, like 70%.
Well, it depends on what part of the. Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah,
true.
which-
Global. Yeah. 70% you missed.
In my stock, I didn't miss that much, but yes, we do miss some.
All right. All right.
in-
Oh, you
in
had an
any
individual stock. Oh, never mind. Go back to your question. Thank you.
Okay. In how or what I can do to make that money work for me?
Oh, Tom.
I figured Tom should talk to Tom.
Yeah, here's the thing. A lot of things, but the question always is.
And we don't
The
have time to
question
cover
is-
all those, Tom. Thanks
No,
for
we-
joining us.
The question is, what is this money you're going to use for? What, retirement, buy another home? I mean, what, and how soon until you're going to use it?
I don't really need it.
All right. See, yeah, I knew that was going to be his answer. Tom, you were using it to speculate before, right? You were gambling on stocks, correct?
Yes.
Stop gambling.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So if you're just calling me to say what would I do with the money today,
And
here's
you
what I
don't
would
need
do.
it. And you don't need
You
it.
don't need it.
Yeah.
Number one,
Yes.
I'd know myself. I would take the risk quiz to figure out how I can invest.
That is
Then,
good
number
advice.
two,
Go to talkingrealmoney.com. Take the risk quiz. Go ahead.
It's free. You get a score. Then, number 2, I would use the Vanguard or other. You could use Fidelity's, but I know this one. You could go to Vanguard. You could own the VT. It's an exchange-traded fund that holds thousands of securities, and it does it at a very low price. That would be the stock part of your portfolio. Then you could own BND for the bond part. That's an exchange-traded fund that holds thousands of bonds. Balance between the two according to your risk, how much risk you emotionally you can handle.
And the risk quiz will actually give you the number. It'll say your portfolio should be about blank in stock and blank in bonds. So
You're going to notice. Yeah, they're going to notice it has nothing to do with what's going on today, tomorrow, the next. It has everything to do with you, what your emotional makeup, how soon do you need the money, those things.
And
the
then
rest of it,
you must
pay no attention.
You must take the real investing pledge, and that is, I will not sell when the market goes down.
Don are talking real money.
Is your portfolio a mess? You may have a case of hodgepodgeitis, but don't worry, we can help. Just set up a free, no-obligation meeting with a Vestory advisor at Vestory.com. No sales pitch, guaranteed. That's Vestory.com.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
Hi. 855-935-TALK is our phone number. You can call us, and we'll talk about money with you. Tom, just wanted to give you a number. I did some research during the break.
Not this Tom, the other Tom.
Nah, you don't, yeah.
I stay fully invested through all market swings. Yes,
From April 1st, 2020, if you had $500,000 invested.
And you pulled it out.
No, you had it in. You just put it, say if you started investing on April 1st, 2020, after
and
the
you
big
did it
decline.
in a diversified portfolio, globally, low cost, thousands of securities. You weren't picking stocks, you weren't timing markets, nothing.
You just bought it.
Yep.
You would have right now, right around $750,000.
I love the way you did that, because most people, if you tell them you missed out on a 57% gain or whatever it was,
they don't know what that is.
Ho hum. If you
missed out on $250,000.
Yeah, $250,000. Then you're going to pay attention. This is why your investment portfolio has nothing to do with what's going on in the background. That stuff is always there. You're not moving in and out of markets. Forget it.
Did any of the experts, did any of them, on April 1st or around about that time when everything felt so scary, did any of them say, oh my gosh, if you put $100,000 into stocks all over the planet today, you're going to have $150,000 in less than a year? 9 months.
Feel free to send that to us, by the way, because we'd love to read it if somebody did.
You can't know. And the problem is, what you're thinking now is, well, I don't want to get in because it's gone up so much. When is it going to stop going up? That's your first thing you got to figure out. Good luck with that, because it could keep going up from here, as it has. Remember all those people who said interest rates were going to go down like 10 years ago, and finally, go up again 10 years. They finally have a little, but who knows? So let's say we go up to $1 million on that $500,000.
Okay.
Is that the time? I don't know. Is it $1 million too? I don't know. And then when you get out, you got to call this right exactly twice. You got to know when to get out.
Makes no sense.
And then when to get in. And nobody's going to tell you. Promise. 855-935-TALK. Barry, you're up next. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hello, Barry.
Hey, how's it going? I'm a first-time caller, and you, unbelievable. I'm listening to your show. I love it, but I'm like pulling my little hair out, because I'm like, they're the money experts, but they kind of know, but then they don't know, and they got a cool way of showing that, no one knows, but if you knew, you would be rich right now.
Oh, if I knew looking back, if I had 2020 hindsight, which I do, if my 2020 hindsight was 2020 foresight, I'd be worth more than Jeff Bezos.
Be easy. Yeah, we don't know what we don't know, by the way.
No, we don't know that.
and I started to hang up, because I'm like, I'm calling the wrong show. Who are these people who have like $500,000 and $800,000 sitting around and don't know what to do with it? I'm like, no one is saying donate or help somebody like me who has an ingenious idea. Like, donate. BB.com.
All right. All right. You can donate to a charity, but not to you. We're not donating to you. You're not a charity. But that's funny, Barry. That was actually pretty good. Yeah, no, nobody's going to send you money.
Move on. Sorry.
Oh.
We have another caller. Let's go to him.
All right. You just take this stuff too
Barry.
seriously.
Well, because he's pitching his own thing. And
he has a great idea. Yeah.
That's great. Then
Good
go
luck.
find
Shark
somebody
Tank.
to pay you for it.
Shark Tank.
Yeah, there you go.
855-935-TALK. And Steve, you're up next. Welcome to Talking.
You don't have a website, do you, Steve, that you want to promote?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Good for you.
Okay.
I've got a question. I just want to lay out pretty simply my situation. I've got about $180,000 in a 401k. I've got maybe $30,000 in a what we call as a state worker deferred comp program, and then I also, of course, being a state employee, am in PERS too. So, and when I go on to the site and try to figure my monthly benefit at age 65, it will be around $8,000 a month for the rest of my life. And then, of course, my wife and I have our Social Security. My wife just works. My wife works part-time, and I can tell you that I am 60 years old, so I'm hoping to retire at age 65, but of course I can work until 66 or 7. There you go.
Sounds
I'm
good.
kind of worried that that's not going to be enough.
Well, that becomes a lifestyle question, because by my rough calculations, it looks to me like you're looking at a gross of about $12,000 or $13,000 a month, pension and Social Security. 2
Social Securities plus the pension, setting aside the money you've saved. You don't think you can live on $150 a year?
Well, before taxes, then.
Well, and also bear in mind that the other money you have, the 401k money, the deferred comp money, we're talking a couple $100,000 there. That can probably toss off $1,000 a month pretty
if it gets
safely.
A little growth in the next 5 years, et cetera. I mean, but you didn't we didn't let you finish the answer there. So, what are your monthly income needs in retirement?
Well, that's, I suppose, something that I should probably make an appointment, come in and talk to somebody about, correct?
There you go.
That would be the starting point for me, because otherwise it's all a great mystery.
Yeah.
I mean, because frankly, having an $8,000 a month of pension is pretty doggone good in today's world. Mm-hmm. We look at a lot of these things, plus the 2 Social Securities.
And I'm jealous.
Beside the others. Yeah, no, I think it's great. So, you need to talk to somebody. You need to figure out what your spend is.
Yeah, I don't. It is hard to tell.
Right, we just make guesses, but you need to sit. You really need to sit down with a pro, someone who's a fiduciary. Is not going to try and sell you something anywhere. An accountant, whatever. You need to sit down and calculate what you're spending now and what your future income needs might be, because you can't develop a plan until you know that. And then know your risk tolerance. You got to know those 2 things. Steve, thanks for the call. Kathy, we've got about 1 minute. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Go.
Oh, she dropped?
Oh, we lost her.
Well, never mind then. We don't have to rush.
By the way, the spending part, and I mentioned this in the videos that are now available at retiremeet.com if you didn't get there.
Yeah, the videos are up now.
I mentioned this. I mean, so when I ran my plan, I had just taken what I was spending today and then increasing it for inflation into retirement. But then I started thinking, well, I'm not going to be putting money in my 401k. I'm not going to have a private school education. There's a bunch of things I'm spending I'm not going to be spending in retirement. So actually, if I ever do quit full-time work, which is another great debate, I think I'll be spending a little bit less. Yeah, there'll be some other things. But when I ran my plan, it actually turned out a little bit better, because my my daily nut is going to be smaller, I think, in retirement than it is today.
Yeah, I ran mine.
So you
and,
may be spending that much, yeah.
You'll be surprised once you sit down and actually work the numbers.
Yeah.
And you can massage the numbers in a lot of ways to fit your income stream, too. Remember that. But, again, you've got other monies that can be invested. You still got some time to invest and watch it grow some. And you got to have a plan. The plan is crucial.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Set your course for a great future with a free copy of our 60-page Better Retirement Guidebook at vestory.com, vestory.com.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
And join us next week for the Barry fundraiser right here on all of your favorite stations. We're going to do it across the country, everywhere in the world. We're going to raise money for Barry. No, we're not.
Time out from our show for the Barry fundraiser.
You want a plan? You want a plan? You say you don't even know you want a plan. You don't know what kind of plan you need. You just need one. And we're going to help you. We do this all the time.
We do.
What do
we
do?
give you an hour free with any one of our advisors. We sit down.
Hour and 5 minutes even.
Maybe even longer. I mean, because you got to know what you're going to spend. You got to know where the money comes from. You got to know how to properly invest for all that. We give you an hour to help make sure you're on the right path. No sales obligation. Go to vestory.com, Don, to sign up for that. You can actually schedule your own appointment right then if you want to.
At vestory.com.
We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately and consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestory, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and disclosures. That's a wrap.